Good afternoon, YouTube. Dave here. Kind of on my way to work. A thing that I've noticed since the purchase of this GoPro Hero 8 is that I'm so used to seeing myself in a selfie, because if I get off the screen a little bit, I can't determine where is the middle of the screen. Pretty much, if they would have maybe made a little mark on the front of the camera to determine if I'm in the middle of the screen. I can't tell from here, and unless I
continue for 3 miles.
Put the okay. See, now I can see myself if I put the GoPro Hero 8 on the middle mirror. Oh, see, now it went blank on me. But at least I know that I'm in the middle and not on the side, because it looked terrible. Yesterday that I did a video, if you all noticed that I was hardly ever inside the screen. I didn't have that problem when I had the GoPro Max. I didn't have a problem with the GoPro Max. I was always inside the middle of the screen, somewhere or another. Anyway, that's just one of the, people, when they buy a camera, they always try to find something wrong with it, and there's really nothing wrong with this camera. Even with the media mod, it looks like a real nice camera. Even with the media mod installed on it, it looks a little bit bigger, but you know what? It looks nice. Anyways, I had already designated. We're not rich. At least I'm not. But I've managed to, over time, save my money, and slowly buy the cameras that I like. So within time, I had bought the Insta360 One X, the beautiful camera. I have no complaints with it, other than the fact that the lenses are real delicate. You can't really mess with the lenses. You can't really touch them, or you can't accidentally drop it without injuring the lens. The lenses are too expensive to replace. But the camera itself, if you take care of it, it does wonders for you. Beautiful camera. And then naturally the Insta360 One R came out, but that one came out during the birth of the coronavirus up in China. A lot of people had already pre-ordered their cameras, their Insta360 One Rs, and then slap, the coronavirus got hit in Wuhan, China, and pretty much shut down the whole electronic industry. So it took me a long time to get that one back. Although I had pre-ordered, days after it was presented, I didn't get the camera until another 2 more months later. Previously, I had started with a aftermarket camera, action camera. One of those that Amazon sells for $25, $30. It didn't have any touchscreen. It did have slow-mo, which I liked very much. It had a lot of features, not in comparison to the professional features that a GoPro camera would have, or any other nationally recognized name brand. Of course, I had bought the GoPro Hero 7, but of course, before that, I had already owned the Hero 5, but that belonged to my brother. I used that once and I liked it, so the opportunity came that when the GoPro Hero 7 came out, that's when I bought mine. And then, naturally, later on, I got the Insta One X, and then I got the Insta One R. The Insta One R is a beautiful camera also, but the speaker was terrible. the microphone is terrible. I mean, you have to actually just use it where there's no wind, pretty much. Then the GoPro Max came out, but the GoPro Max, I returned it the next day because they had zero support for Windows platforms. They only had full support for Mac, for Apple, for iPhones, for MacBooks, for Apple computers, but zero support for Windows. So I figured, you know what, I'm going to return it, and I'm going to wait. Because even though the GoPro Max didn't have all the features that the Insta-1 R had, or the Insta-1 X have, the feature that I was looking for was slow-mo. And I'm not talking about slow-mo at 60 frames per second. I'm talking about slow-mo 240 frames per second. The Insta-1 X had 100 frames per second. And I totally loved it because it's what makes the movie look better.
In a quarter mile, you will arrive at your destination.
No shit. Eventually, I bought the GoPro Max again, but now there was Windows support. Now everything was working fine, and it's worked fine. It did not have slow-mo. It still doesn't have slow-mo, at least as far as I'm concerned. The 1.4.0 firmware update or something like that, it still doesn't have any of that stuff. But the 360 part and the vlog mode works pretty good, even though it's not 4K. But then just lo and behold, the price went down on the GoPro Hero 8, and of course we're actually living the era right now for the coronavirus. We're in the peak season of coronavirus, where thousands of people are dying every day. So there ain't no business. A lot of people have lost their job. 90% of the United States have lost their jobs. So there's no business. So naturally, all these electronic products would naturally go down in price. Well, that's where I took advantage of it, and I saw this GoPro Hero 8 with the charger and 2 batteries and an SD card. And the lens protection, and the GoPro Media mod for $350. So I figured, you know what? I don't think I'll find another one like this. So I bought this. Even though I'm thinking that the GoPro Hero 7 might be the similar thing as to this one, I still went ahead and bought this one because it had one of the things that I did like was the night time lapse or night star lapse, similar to what the Insta-1 R has, except this is on a GoPro. And I noticed that even after I had bought the Rode wireless, first of all, it took me forever to get the mic adapter from Insta360. It took me 3 months just to get a measurable $8 microphone adapter. That company just hasn't done me well at all. But I went back to GoPro, and with this GoPro Hero 8 and the Media mod, I hooked up the Rode wireless to it yesterday. It worked like a genius. It worked perfect, which means that this GoPro Hero 8 will never see a drop of water. because I'm going to have it with the mod media. My Osmo action camera will be an underwater camera where I can take pictures or video underwater. And my GoPro Max will do the 360 videos for me. And only as a backup will I use the Insta360 1R for either 360 or to use the 4K. And maybe someday if the coronavirus ever leaves, then maybe I can, if I get a chance and save enough money, I'll buy that 1-inch lens that supposedly is 5.7K instead of 4K. I've seen the difference on the videos on Facebook. They do look a little bit better. Anyways, I'm going to cut this short. I'm at work. I bought some dinner. Schlotzkis here. Let me show you. Schlotzkis. Oh my gosh, these people are expensive. I had no idea how much the sandwiches are expensive. But you know what? I'm not here to advertise the restaurant or anything, but their sandwiches are good. They are very good. Anyways, you all keep it together. This is not a coronavirus presentation. We are at the peak season here right now, but I'm not gonna talk about that. I'm gonna leave it as it is. Y'all have a wonderful afternoon, wonderful evening. People from around the world, y'all take care of yourselves. Let's get through this coronavirus crap, and we'll see what happens from then on. Y'all have a good afternoon, and God bless.